This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, January 29th, 2024. I'm Kate Sharon. The Purdue Center for Regional Development has released a draft of the state's inaugural Digital Equity Plan, designed to help Hoosiers gain access to broadband internet and digital devices. Roberto Gallardo, director of the Center for Regional Development, said the key to the plan is increasing awareness that the digital divide is about more than just infrastructure.
And that's an important piece, don't get me wrong. It is very important, but that's only one piece, right? What happens when it is available, when it is affordable, but then you don't have the devices. You don't know how to run the devices to take advantage of that. And then also what happens if you don't have the skills to use the technology safely, but also to use it for productive purposes or just in general to improve your quality of life.
The center, in partnership with the Indiana Broadband Office, Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs, and Purdue Extension, has worked over the past 14 months to develop the plan, which will serve as a roadmap to help Indiana overcome the digital divide. A 30-day comment period is currently underway for organizers to get public feedback on the draft before a finalized plan is implemented. Wabash-based Beacon Credit Union is adding to its portfolio by acquiring substantially all of the assets of Mid-Southern Savings Bank, headquartered in the Washington County city of Salem. Mid-Southern said in a news release that the purchase and assumption agreement is valued at just over $45 million in cash. Mid-Southern Bank operates 3 branches in Washington, Orange, and Lawrence counties, as well as 2 loan production offices in New Albany and Louisville. The bank had approximately $265 million in assets as of September 30th, 2023. A Hancock County family is being honored as the 2024 Indiana Farm Family of the Year. Beck's Hybrids and Indiana Agri-News on Friday awarded the Mugg family for their dedication and service as a farm family. The organizers used the award to raise awareness of farm families' contributions and service to the community and industry. Bruce and Linda Mugg lead a grain and cattle operation with their children and their spouses' help. The family hosted their first M5 Farm to Fork Market in 2021, which is dedicated to driving local production and bringing producers together. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Looking for a great way to tip off the 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend in Indy? I'm Gary Dick, inviting you to join business and community leaders from throughout the state at the Economic Club of Indiana Luncheon, sponsored by IBJ Media. It's February 15th at noon at the Indiana Convention Center. I'll be interviewing NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, giving you an inside look at the league and all things All-Star Weekend. Reserve your ticket or table for 8 now at economicclubofindiana.com.
Hundreds of thousands of Hoosiers recently transferred into the Affordable Care Act health insurance marketplace, many of them first-time users of the program. Part of that growth is likely due to Indiana's unwinding of Medicaid coverage, or the review of millions of enrolled Hoosiers to redetermine benefits. IIB's Alex Brown has a story.
Nearly 300,000 Hoosiers secured health insurance coverage through the ACA marketplace during the open enrollment period for 2024, part of the record 21.3 million consumers nationally utilizing the program for the upcoming year. Indiana's enrollment increased by 60% between 2023 and 2024, the 4th highest percent increase for signups in the nation, according to an analysis from KFF, an organization with a focus on healthcare policy. But Tracy Hutchins-Getz, the communications and policy director for Hoosier Action, shared stories of confusion from enrollees about the process overseen by the Family and Social Services Administration and paperwork errors that terminated their insurance coverage. And the handoff between Medicaid and the ACA marketplace isn't always smooth. As of December, there are just over 2 million Hoosiers still enrolled in Medicaid, and over 383,000 Hoosiers have fallen off the Medicaid rolls. Nearly 1 in 5 Hoosiers previously on Medicaid, totaling nearly 191,000, were terminated for procedural reasons. KFF reports that Indiana's disenrollment rate due to procedural reasons is higher than its peer states at 81% compared to the national average of 71%. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana-based not-for-profit residential services provider New Hope of Indiana is expanding its workforce and clientele. Following a transaction with the Altruist Group, which, like New Hope, provides residential support services to people with disabilities in central Indiana, 17 clients of the group will transition to New Hope. The clients were part of the group's supportive living program. New Hope says those individuals will remain in their homes and will receive their services from New Hope going forward. The Hamilton County Health Department is using its allotment of state dollars meant to improve public health to support projects from 9 not-for-profits. The county received over $639,000 from the $225 million investment at the state level through the Health First Indiana program created by Senate-enrolled Act 4. Applicants are asked to focus on maternal and child health, chronic disease prevention, access to clinical care, school health, and fatality prevention initiatives. The executive director of the River Ridge Development Authority says last week's announcement that the parent of Facebook plans to establish a data center campus represents a turning point for the River Ridge Commerce Center. Meta said it would invest $800 million to build the data center and create 100 jobs at the business and industrial park in Jeffersonville. Jerry Acey said bringing in one of the biggest tech companies in the world to River Ridge is, quote, very significant and could bring in more business. Hard Truth Distilling Company co-founder Jeff McCabe is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.